Welcome back, everybody. Ruben here with another video. Today I'm replacing a water pump on a Dodge Nitro. The 10th VIN digit is B, so that does make it a 2011, and that's what it says on the plaque. I think 8 of 2011 it was when it was made. So let's get to it. Let's make sure it's recording. To remove that reservoir, I'm using a T25 Torx. Oh, that one's gonna be fun to do a crew. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the battery, make it easy. The 10mm. There's another Torx bolt here on this side. You're gonna have to feel for it unless you want to take off that battery tray. Toasted. I'm gonna have to put a little a nipple or a little piece of plastic. We're gonna put it back together. Let's go ahead and break it off right there. Take off the other side. Remove the reservoir. Just make sure y'all could see what I'm doing. There we go. Next thing I'm going to do is remove the belt. It's a 15 metric ratchet. Take the tension off, slip the belt off. I'm gonna try to do this as quick as possible. You wanna make sure you take off the when I mark the belt how it came off, because sometimes if you go put it the other way, it'll tend to squeak. So I just place it like that. We know this goes down. Okay. On this one, we have to remove the tensioner, the idler, to get to one of the bolts. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. This bearing was shot already, mira. Está en flojo. It's all loose. Now I'll start taking off the water pump bolt. What I do is sometimes I get the new pump just to make sure how many bolts it has. Let me get the new pump. Here, this gap goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It comes with the gasket already. Here's the part number. Master Pro is from O'Reilly. Here's a part number. Now let's start taking off the water pump. That looks to be a half 13. This part is a short one. There's long ones and short ones. Just make sure you know where the long ones go. And there's no way the short one will go where the long one goes, so there's no way to get mixed up. Now let's just give it a couple of taps so it could break the water pump from the engine. Make sure the gasket's there in the old pump, the old water pump. And with the new. You always want to get them started by hand before you put the ratchet, the air ratchet to it, so you won't strip nothing. Reverse the process, the belt with the pulley, and then the belt, and then the reservoir. very important that this goes back into place. Has to sit right there inside the bearing of the idler. It's better to put it on by hand. Once you tighten it, make sure it spins freely. My mentor got here. He used to be my old boss. His name's Trifon. He's a cool guy. Here he comes. I'm not gonna tell him I'm recording. How you doing, Trifon?
How you doing this morning, sir?
I'm recording right now. If you want, nothing bad. Here's my mentor, Mr. Trifon Rodriguez.
Yes,
He's
sir.
a good man. He's a good man because he's bringing me my check, the weekly pay. ¿Qué son nomás 20? ¿O 20?
20.
Nomás te dije 20, señor. Nomás quería 20.
No, está buena.
Está bueno. Alright.
Bueno.
La voy a calarla y le eché gas. La voy a calar y le eché gas. Porque it recommends a full tank or 3/4 tank with the new fuel pump.
So it shows how much.
It even changed. The other pump was saying it had less than a quarter. Cuando le puse esta, enseñaba más. Like about that much, you know what I mean? Before it was between a quarter, la nueva estaba marcando que tenía quarter. So the other ones weren't working, they weren't marking right.
Ahorita está marcando qué tanto.
A little bit over half a tank, close to 3/4.
Ojalá.
Ojalá.
Bueno, thank you.
You're welcome. I'll see you later.
You have a nice day.
You too. I'm gonna pause the video right quick and get back to you in a while. Make sure the belt's on the grooves. Everything looks good. Belt in the grooves. Now the reservoir. that dude that just came by, he had a rustabout lease service. It was a company that would go out to the pumping unit sites. It's that thing that looks like a horse and it's pumping oil from the ground. We would go and maintenance that machine. That's what I first did with him, and we would go and rebuild the inline Fords, cause some units, that's what power them to move, you know, engine. So this guy would go and sometimes rebuild the engine right there on site, cause usually the pumping units were out in the middle of nowhere. I think they were called Shiner ranches. There's about 15 of them, and that's where I learned how to rebuild engines. I was 17 years old when I started with him. So he's one of the persons that, one of the people that taught me how to work on engine. Well, he was the first one. He was the one that got me started on rebuilding engines, or liking to work with engines, and got me in that how can I explain it? He's the one that motivated me. Yeah, he said if you have common sense, you could do anything in this world, and that stuck with me all along. Let's go ahead and finish up here. I just want to share that with you. Oh, and he at that time when I started with him, he owned a 1955 Chevy with a 327 automatic, and he owned Apache, a 60 something Apache. Had a Oldsmobile engine and an Oldsmobile transmission. That thing would move. I think he ended up raffling that thing. Hey. Well, I'm gonna have to look for that one bolt that fell. Let's just get this one started and we'll worry about that other one. It's gonna take me longer to look for that bolt than what it took me to replace the water pump. just wasting time here. I'm just gonna put a regular bolt on there. It's not gonna affect nothing. It's just that you don't wanna, if it goes mounted on the radiator, you don't wanna put a long one, but I don't think it is. It's on the side on the radiator support. Let me go get the magnet. I might be able to fish it out. Here's the boat I'm going to replace it with. It's a 10 head metric. But like I said, let me see if I could just fish it out. I can't see nothing. I'm just going to drag it on the surfaces there. The same thread, it's going in easy. I'm gonna use one of these to get the, I don't think this is the right size. It's a screw type bolt. This is the reason I don't throw nothing away. This right here is off of Expedition. I'm pretty sure it'll work here. They're all about the same thickness. Let me see. It's gonna have to be a little bit thicker. Let me go look for something else. Bear with me. Here it is. All we need is a little piece of it. Good as new. I asked him if he wanted me to repair this, but he said if it didn't affect the engine, not to mess with it. That's the evap system. And there you go. Thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one. There's one thing I forgot to mention. When y'all go and purchase the antifreeze, either buy the GO5 or the Universal Green. Do not buy the Dex Cool. That tends to get clunky after some time, and it tends to plug the radiators up. So stay away from that. Stay away from that one. Another thing, when y'all add the antifreeze, go ahead and remove this. This right here is a bleeder. It lets the air out and the coolant in. So go ahead and remove that when you're adding the antifreeze. And once it starts coming out through there, you plug it back up, and it should be good to go. Okay, see you on the next one.